Now, we all get, I certainly do, because I've been surrounded by them all my life, that dogs and cats are well known for supporting our emotional well-being. Stroking a pusscat, my Freddy, proven to be therapeutic, and the loyalty of dogs, of course, is undisputed and it's unwavering. You know, dogs just make you feel great for being there. Now, there's a new animal to bring into the equation, and it doesn't surprise me because I was hanging around them for a long time too. Sue Brewster has launched a unique equine experiential learning service from her property near Mossvale because she believes that horses are the perfect animal to make us feel better. And I agree with her. Very happy to say that Sue's on the line. Hi, Sue.
Hello, Tim.
The Eureka Horse Wisdom. Tell my listeners what that's about.
It's about horses helping people, bottom line. It's something that has been happening for 15 to 20 years. The States and England are ahead of us. There are other people in Australia offering what I offer. But really it's for anyone and everyone. People suffering autism, ADHD, lack of anxiety, emotional problems. You know, the list is endless really as to who can benefit.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've interacted with horses for centuries. We owe them a tremendous debt for a start. I mean, how do we have such a special relationship with these gorgeous creatures?
How do we have such a special relationship? I think they offer it to us.
Yeah.
If we're open to it and we're open to listening to them, what they give us back is multiplied many times over. They're very, very generous giving creatures. They choose to live calmly. Like if you watch a herd of horses living together, of course there's the odd kerfuffle when they dispute something.
Sure.
But generally they live very, very peacefully, and they can teach us how to do the same.
Yeah, you know, for a number of years I was involved in show jumping, and I loved them. Unfortunately, I lived on a small acreage where I could have them living with me, and I had one. In fact, it was the last horse I had before I gave away show jumping. It was like having a dog. I mean, he would have walked into the house if he could get his head under the awning to get in there. I mean, they're just beautiful, aren't they?
They are, and I've got a few who would do that at the moment, and I sadly lost a pony earlier this year who used to do exactly that. He let himself into the house and emptied the fruit bowl a couple of times, ate the stale sandwiches that were left out for the chooks, and just made himself at home.
Yeah, well, it's a calming thing to be around them and to brush them and to brush their tails and saddle them and get on and ride them, of course. I mean, that's a very calming thing to do too, isn't it? Very calming.
It is very calming. Most of the work that I offer is ground-based, not ridden. There will be a few clients who get on the horse, but it's not learning to ride. It's about getting the therapeutic benefit from being on board. And I think the calming influence really comes from the fact that horses are large animals. Even the smaller ones are still significantly bigger than us, and they have huge resonant guts and hearts and very large magnetic fields that just basically pump out a healing energy. And because it's invisible, we can't feel it, we can't hear it. We're not aware of it, but just spending time in the presence of horses, even without going any further, is beneficial.
Yeah, can any age be helped by hanging around the gorgeous equine beasts?
I believe so, and I've seen benefits to kids as young as 4. Well, I say that. My daughter was around them from day one, pretty much. She's always been horse mad. But yes, I've seen benefits from 4-year-olds up to people in their late 70s.
Yeah, troubled teens?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the disabled, we know the disabled have been riding them for many, many years, and that's a very special relationship, isn't it?
We do, and I think Riding for the Disabled is a fantastic organisation, and what I'm doing is working alongside them, certainly not trying to detract or change what they do in any way, shape or form. And what I'm finding is that other people in this field with me, we're all completely supportive of each other. There's no competition as who's offering a better service and who's doing this and who's doing that. We all want to get the word out there. There are people all over Australia doing it, so if we've got listeners, I don't know, wherever in Australia, the chances are there is somebody going to be relatively near to them who is offering similar work to what I do.
Yeah, I read also that they can help with migraine headaches. Can they do that?
My best answer is I don't know. I did have one client this year who came suffering fortnightly migraines. She chose the horse she wanted to work with. I had a certain outline of the session that we were going to have, and this horse came in, and this happens more often than not. This horse came in and went, we're going to do something totally different. And he stood with her very quietly for about half an hour. appeared to be scanning her in some way. And, you know, she and I were talking through it, and she turned to me and she said, "What's he doing?" And I said, I honestly can't tell you. I know it will be beneficial, but beyond that, I don't know. Yeah. And the outcome was that now for must be 5 or 6 months, she hasn't suffered another migraine. And the only thing we can put it down to is the session with the horse. So I can't tell you why. I would love to be able to get some results or some scientific. I mean, there is scientific evidence coming out, but obviously not specifically looking at something like that. But something was shifted in her that helped her. It was.
Do you find, because they are such big animals and that they can sort of leap up and turn around very quickly, that initially people are a bit frightened of them?
People can be, and I think it's quite important to stress that people don't have to go in with them at all if they don't want to. Everybody that I've had that's come along that has been nervous has ended up going in, but we take our time, and I might pull out one particular horse to help them as a starting point. And some sessions will be with one horse. Some people will be standing in the middle of the paddock surrounded by a load of them. It's every session is so unique, Tim. It's really difficult to even tell you what a session looks like.
Yeah, I just remember when I was heavily involved with them, just the very act of early in the morning going and grabbing some hay and feeding them, and then wandering over to say hello, and that lovely thing they do with that nose, blowing air through their nose, which is, I think, their version of hello. And they're just beautiful creatures to be around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, folks, it's a lovely thing. And if you visit Eureka Horse Wisdom, altogether as one word, so Eureka as in stockade, horsewisdom.com.au, you can find out more about it from Sue. It's a lovely thing, Sue.
Thank you very much, Tim.